everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well out there. And today we're going to once again head back to TV miniseries territory, this time a little bit more sci-fi than horror. But before we do that, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Join me here, I greatly would appreciate that. Also, shameless plug for my TeePublic page. I will leave a link in the description box below. And today we're going to talk about a biggie. At the time, this was a huge deal when it came out. I was really young. I was only 4 years old when it got released, but I did see it in the 80s, later on in the 80s. I don't remember if my dad taped it or what, but I remember sitting down and watching it, and I rewatched it back in like 2000, in the early 2000s. I rewatched it on DVD, but I picked up this Blu-ray, and today we're going to talk about V, the original miniseries. I think I'm also going to do V, the Final Battle. I got to pick that Blu-ray up. It's been forever since I've seen that. It's even been longer since I've seen the Final Battle than this is part of it. But this was a huge deal back then. Everybody was talking about it. And this was written and directed by Kenneth Johnson. It premiered on NBC on May 1st of 1983. It's over 3 hours long, about 3 hours and 17 minutes long. And it had a budget reportedly of $13 million. And in this film, we have Jane Badler as Diana. She is one of the leaders of the Visitors, who aren't so friendly, even though they say they are. Mark Singer, the Beastmaster himself, plays Mike. He is a videographer for a news station. And Robert Englund's in this film as Willie. He is one of the Visitors as well, but he's a kind one. There's a ton of other character actors you would recognize from other things in this film. There's a lot of people I recognize. Joanne Going's in this film from Growing Pains. She was the mom on Growing Pains. She's in this film. Ton of other people I recognize from TV stuff and other TV movies. So, you know, there was a lot of folks in this film that were definitely veterans of, you know, acting. So the acting's pretty good, except for some of the kids, but overall the acting's pretty damn good here. And V is, I know, I love Independence Day, but you can see where Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin got a lot of inspiration from, right down from what the spaceships look like. If you've ever seen this miniseries, basically we start off in El Salvador with Mike and his partner, and they're taking footage of this revolution going on, and all of a sudden this spaceship that looks a lot like from Independence Day. I see we did there, Roland Emmerich. Took some inspiration from V, which is nothing wrong with that, because this is a pretty fantastic miniseries, and it was great rewatching it, but we'll get there. And all of a sudden these visitors show up, and they look a lot like us, although their voices are a little different, and they need our help. And they're willing to give us some information about their technology if we're willing to help them. And they seem friendly, so right away people are more than willing to accept these people as friends. And they infiltrate our society. And pretty soon things start getting a little shady. Certain people start noticing it, some people turn a blind eye and go along. And this was an allegory about what happened in Nazi Germany and how fascism could come to America. It could come here. That was what Kenneth Johnson envisioned for this. It was a way to do a pretty cool sci-fi miniseries, but bring some of those themes in about how easy it would be for it to come here, even though you may think it's not. And it does work really well here, and they do set it up, and you can see, the scientists are getting ostracized in this one because they can prove what these visitors are, and the visitors are trying to stop anybody figuring out what they really are and what they're really after. And so the scientists are like the Jewish folks of Nazi Germany in this version, in this miniseries. So they're being ostracized, they're being rounded up, they're being disappeared. And, we're following certain families, and then Mike, obviously, and his family gets taken. And then right towards the end of the miniseries, he finds out why. The aliens need our water, and they need us. Some of us to help fight their enemies, and some of us for food. And they showed this great shot. It's a matte painting, but it's absolutely gorgeous, where one of the friendly aliens helps Mike escape. Mike goes back up to get more information, and he shows them what they're doing with their humans they've been rounding up. And it's a great matte shot. I mean, this movie is, well, I call it a movie, but it really is. It looks like a movie. It's pretty well shot for a TV miniseries here. And there's a lot of effects. There's a lot of spacecraft, a lot of model work, a lot of matte work, a lot of, that old school animation worked in. So, and a lot of cool makeup effects when it comes in terms of the visitors. And at the end of the film, it leaves it on a cliffhanger. The resistance is fighting back but we get to see a couple battles, but we don't get to see the final battle. Obviously, there was a second part to this called V: The Final Battle, which we will talk about in a coming video. But the makeup effects on the visitors themselves, because they're reptilian underneath, human over top, but reptilian underneath. And there are scenes where they get damaged, their skin gets damaged, you can see underneath. They did a really great job with the makeup effects. I didn't look into who did the makeup effects, but they did a great job here. And obviously, this had a healthy budget for 82 when they shot it, a $13 million budget for a TV miniseries. I mean, NBC put some money into this. As a matter of fact, Ken Johnson wanted to do a full-length feature like about 10 years ago, but it kind of fell apart. And this would make an excellent full-length feature film, I do believe. With the right director and the right writer and, with the right vision, this could be something really special. I would love to see this retold on the big screen. This is perfect for the big screen. But what do I like about this film? I love the sci-fi-ness of it. This is great. This is aliens come to Earth, and there's a conspiracy, and people start getting disappeared and rounded up, and then there's martial law, because certain parts of the people that are in power of the human race are in with the aliens. They think everything's okay. They're just going along to get along. Meanwhile, the people that are like, hey, this isn't right. There's some really shady stuff going on. They're being silenced. And they really do capture that really, really well. And the acting's pretty good. Mark Singer's good here as the main lead hero, although there's a lot of people get a lot of screen time here. It's not just him. Robert Englund's great here as Willie, the kind of likable alien who's friendly. I really do like him here. I know I think he shows up in the final battle. I don't remember. Like I said, it's been longer since I've seen the final battle than this part of it. Again, some of the effects are really good. Some of the map paintings are gorgeous. Some of the map paintings look dated. You're going to have that from the time period this was made. And some of the effects with the spaceships flying, it looks a little dated now. But you know what? They did it for real. And you know what? I'll take that any day of the week. And, I was thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. Are there any shortcomings? I think because it's been so long since this came out, and other movies that I watch every year, like Independence Day and that, I know that's where they got inspiration from this movie. But, it seems a little old hat, although, again, I don't like to judge movies based on when they were made, because you got to take in consideration what they had at their disposal to pull off some of these things back then. What really grated me in this film, and I didn't remember it from previous watches, but in this one, it's the one guy's daughter, the last name was Maxwell, his daughter is an idiot. And I know teenagers can be a little moody and all that stuff, but she is so stupid and puts people in harm's way the whole time. I was like, I hope she gets shot. I mean, Jesus Christ, it just kept going. She kept doing dumb shit after dumb shit after dumb shit. And I'm like, God damn it. This girl's a liability more than anything. And then Daniel, the one family son, Daniel. Now, I do set him up as he's like a troubled teen. Like, he's an adult, but he's a troubled teen, young man. And he's kind of lost in the world. He doesn't know what he wants to do, and he gets himself in trouble. And all of a sudden, the aliens or the visitors accept him as one of their own. And they kind of have like the Hitler Youth Program for this miniseries, where they have like youths can serve in his corps, and they get special privileges, and he's all in on this, and he ends up turning his own family into the visitors. I mean, he does some really disgusting shit to his own family because he's bought into this nonsense. But he annoys me, but not as much as the girl. The girl really, I mean, she does stupid thing after stupid thing after stupid thing, and it's like after a couple times, it's like, okay, this girl's got to go. She just keeps endangering people with her bullshit. So that really grated on me. But at the end of the day, this is a really good sci-fi miniseries. They really did a nice job with this. Kenneth Johnson handled this really, really well. And most of the ships were done, the big ships were done with matte paintings or models. If they were moving, it was a model, but most of the time it was a matte painting. But they look good. They really did a nice job. And the transfer on this Blu-ray is pretty good, considering the time this was made. The effects for when they shoot somebody, it's like a laser gun, it cost them $1,000 each time you see one of those on screen. That's why the Human Resistance have real guns, because they knew it was going to cost too much money if they tried to give the humans laser guns. So they gave them, that's why they made a decision. It just cost way too much money. And, they had $13 million, but they were still limited by what they could do. Other than that, this is a really cool miniseries. If you could track it down, if you've never seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. I would give it, at the end of the day, an 8.5 out of 10. This is really solid stuff, really fun stuff. There's some cool stuff in this miniseries, and I can't wait to watch the final battle because, again, like I said, it's been forever since I've seen it. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10 for V, the original miniseries. Have you ever seen this one? Leave a comment down below, let me know. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this video. I greatly would appreciate that. I'll be back soon with some more reviews, but until next time, bye.